Hi guys, Sarah here, and today we're going to be making an abstract poster in Photoshop using the 3D tools. To begin, I'm going to paste my image. I'm using an image that I got from Unsplash, and I mainly picked it just because I really like the colors in it. And I'm going to be using the 3D, essentially the extrusion tools in the Photoshop 3D stuff. So it's basically going to extrude all of these little points and all the details and the colors. So that's usually my main focus in finding an image what I want to use is just the colors. Not that I can't adjust the colors later, but that is one of the main reasons or why I picked this image anyway. So once I've kind of got the image where I want it to be, the first thing I will usually do is go to Filter, Camera Raw Filter, and just kind of adjust things so I can make any initial color adjustments here I want. Do I want to change this? I kind of like the more sea blue color here. That's quite pretty. And then I'll usually bring up the texture and the clarity quite a bit, because then you're going to get a lot more details through your image, and those details are going to show when you extrude the shape. Or not the shape, the image, because you're extruding every tiny little point of detail in there, so it'll look really cool if you've got a lot of different colors and a lot of different details in your image. Okay, I might be going too far with the vibrance here, but I don't hate it, so let's see what we've got. Maybe we'll go with 0 there, because I think that works. And we can adjust shadows and blacks and whites. And that's too much. Okay, maybe right there. We'll go with that. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. So I'm just going to duplicate that image so we have that here, whereas this one is going to be the one that gets 3D'd. Yeah, 3D'd. That's the word I'm using. Okay, so now we are actually going to do the cool 3D stuff. So we'll go to 3D, new mesh from layer, depth is the word, depth map to plane. Now you can also do that using the 3D panel, but honestly, I always forget to bring up the 3D panel first, so I always have to do it afterwards. And sometimes this takes a while, as it is currently doing right now. This may crash my computer, I don't know. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it finally did its thing, and now I do actually need to bring up my 3D panel and my properties panel so I can make the 3D not look like this, because honestly this looks cool, but it's a bit much, and if I try to render anything like this, it will actually crash my computer or just like take a year to render. So we're going to go to Unlit Texture, which removes a lot of the lighting details, or possibly all of the lighting details, as a 3D shape. So what's cool is that we get this really, really neat sort of, form thing. I'm not sure what to call it aside from extrusion, but that's what it is. And it's jamming my computer again. Wonderful. This is the problem with Photoshop 3D. It's a photo editing program. Unfortunately, not a 3D editing program or a 3D program, but honestly, the 3D tools in Photoshop are really cool and easy to use, so that's why I use them. So let's go down to, I'm not sure what angle I want this on yet, but I'm going to go to current view here, and I'm going to bring the FOV, what is that, frame of view, I think, up to 80 maybe. Actually, I'm going to remove that layer because that's not necessary, but we want to see what's actually going on with this one. So let's maybe bring that up to 90. Okay, that's pretty good. So I usually just bring that up so I have enough of the image information inside of the, so it's mostly full screen. We can drag it out a bit more later if it's not. So I'm going to go back up to scene and just shift things around until I get the image that I really am kind of looking for here. Something, obviously the original image is quite abstract already, but well, we're making this more abstract. So See, that's kind of cool. I like that. It looks very fuzzy. Like this is like a teddy bear plush or something. But, oof, this is the tricky part. What angle do I want to have this on so it looks really, really cool when every single thing I do makes it look really cool? Maybe like that. Maybe right there. Actually, kind of looks like cotton candy. I like the cotton candy look. Okay, maybe right there. All right, I'm gonna go with that for now. And then once that is all done, I don't really usually edit anything else. There's no point in doing the light because it's unlit. What else do we want to do? Probably not much else. You can go to, what was it? If you go to scene and then just click on it, you can actually move this on the x-axis or the y-axis or the z-axis. But I don't actually want to do that, which is just basically doing that kind of thing. So I like where it is now. So I am going to wait for that to do its thing. And then eventually, when it's done its thing, I will just go and render this. Unfortunately, this, as everything, 3D does take a really long time to do. Okay, we're done. And we're gonna go our render. There we go. And yeah, that actually doesn't take too long when you're doing an unlit texture. And then rasterize. So you don't have any of the 3D information in it once it is rasterized. And there we go. That's actually pretty cool. So one of the reasons I always keep the original image here is if I'm ever not totally satisfied with the 3D here and I want to actually go back in and do it again. So I will just duplicate that. So I always have the original there. And I'm going to go back up to, actually no, I'm going to do it the other way, where you can go 3D extrusion just in the 3D panel here. And is that how I do it? No, mesh from depth map and then plane. I think that's how I do it this way. I'm pretty sure. It should get me the same effect as going the other way. And it is okay. Cool. So we'll go unlit texture again. And this time, let's see, with this one, I did an upwards, sort of upward right angle. So maybe this one, I'll see what it looks like upwards to the left. I like the forms that are happening in there. So I'm going to go to current view and then bring that up to maybe 100, 110. Yes, 110. And then I'm going to click on scene and wait, and then click on this again, and I will actually move the shape, the form, the extrusion along the z-axis and wait a little bit more until it figures out how to catch up with me. Now that that is done, I might actually move it a bit up on the y-axis. Yes, right there. Now see, there's a lot of space around here that isn't actually touched by the 3D extrusion, but that is okay because we are going to take care of that later. So, oh, is it still processing? No, it's good. Okay, so I'm going to go render. That should take only a few seconds, and then rasterize. Hooray! Now, if I were doing the normal 3D thing without going unlit texture, it would take a really long time to get this sort of look, but it would actually look really cool. I'm not going to show you that because, again, every time I've tried it, my computer just crashes. So we're not going to do that. So sometimes I will actually just kind of color this background to something, whatever is the darkest in the image. So that is one option that you can just do. Didn't I select a blue? No, I guess I didn't. Well then, never mind. So we've got like a little black color here, which I should probably be applying to the entire image and not just using brush strokes. And, you know, you can do like blend effects here and get something really kind of cool going on. Oh, that's dark and scary. So maybe something like that. Anyway, there's lots of options, but I think what I'm actually going to do is go filter Liquify. And we are just going to liquefy each of the little jagged points here and extend them up. because that is probably the most consistent way to get it so the 3D form actually extends beyond the edges of your artboard. And it does take a little while, but because you're using the Liquify tool, you can actually do some pretty cool stuff where you can just drag up the individual bits and pieces of the image extrusion thing. I need a better name for that. Let's see, bring this up. This will take a while. This is why I do speed designs, because this stuff gets boring. It's just, and here I do some Liquify, and then there I do some more Liquify. And oh look, over here, I'm gonna do some more Liquify. There we go. Let's get those jaggedy points out of the way. Jaggedy, jaggedy, jaggedy. Go away, jagged edges. Go. And all that, and there's still more to do. Oh boy. All right, let's do the rest. Just bring them up. And what else? Oh yes, the entire top. And this part down here. La da da. Maybe I should just sing at this point. Just burst out into song. You know what I'm doing. I'm just liquefying the edges and the corners and hopefully getting everything on the right angle. I hope. You know, maybe I'll use a bigger brush because this seems a little bit tedious. Am I messing it up? I usually use a tinier brush because my, you know, these little lines in here are very, very fine. Very fine. So the tinier brush usually keeps that detail a bit nicer and this, you know, similar. But maybe we'll try a larger brush over on the other side. Oh, that might be too big. That honestly might be too big. But let's see how that works. It's not bad. But yeah, okay, that's actually not bad. And then bring it down. I hopefully am still going at the same angle. Probably won't be able to see properly until I've zoomed in a bit, which I can do. And I don't know why I'm not doing that. So let's zoom in. Probably because it's... Oh no, look at all that. Look, what is that? That is nonsense. That is nonsense. It's all at the wrong angle. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, let's fix that. Okay. I like the candy cane look it kind of has going on though. So that part I'm not going to be able to just liquefy it up without it looking a bit weird. So I'm actually just going to go okay there. That looks pretty cool. And then what I'm going to do is use the clone tool with a largish brush, largish, and alt click and do, no, that looks terrible. I need a lot more softer of a brush. All right, alt click again. And that kind of works. Okay. Now I can probably do the same over here. But honestly, that's not too bad. It's, I mean, it's an abstract image, so it's nothing too crazy. I like to compare it to the original image at this point. So I'll bring the original. So it's quite different. And then the other 3D that we did is that one. And honestly, I'm not sure which one I like. This one kind of has like a weird sort of Eye of the Storm sort of look. And this one's more like, hey, look at me, I'm fun. So maybe we'll go with that one. Because, hey, look at me, I'm fun. Why not? And then I will duplicate it because I duplicate constantly. And then we can get rid of these panels because I do not need them. And then I'm going to go filter, camera raw filter again. And yet again, I'm going to play with texture. Oh, that's too much. That's too much. What have I done? A little bit of texture. Maybe a little bit of clarity. Or maybe not. I don't need much. And then more with the... No, that's too much saturation. We don't want to go crazy. We might not need to play with these at all. But I just like to, because why not? Do I need to do anything here? Maybe we'll bring the tint down just a smidgen because I really like that sea blue color. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now what to do? I mean, in a lot of cases, it's pretty much done at this point. It's an abstract poster is what I was, going for. I'll usually do the text at the bottom. In this case, I think the text should maybe be black. So rather than actually going in and changing everything, I'll have it in one single group, so I can just go color overlay and make sure that is white, and it is. And then go okay, because white totally works. And I think the black was maybe a bit harsh with this design. And then, well, then we are pretty much done if we want to be. Or we can get really crazy and duplicate that and then go edit, transform. What do we want to do? Maybe rotate it. Maybe not rotate it. Maybe do that instead. So sometimes I'll rotate it or, flip it horizontally or vertically and find out I like that better. In this case, I'm okay with this, where it's sort of, focused at the top left. But I do want to see what it looks like with the blend effects. So you can just play around here with putting the blend effects over top. That's cool, actually. But maybe not an improvement. I do want to improve the look of this, not just make it something that's insanely crazy. So if I can't make an improvement, then I will just, not do it at all. That's very kind of cool, very pastel-y. That's crazy. I like that. Okay, so that's interesting. That's using the divide blend effect. And nope, the other ones suck. Okay, divide. Now I really like that, so I will double click on that and see what it looks like if I edit the channels. Okay, that's kind of cool. All right, if I take out the red channel, I really like that look, so we're gonna go okay. And then what do I want to do then? Then maybe I will play with the fill. So that's that's completely no opacity. And then a little bit, maybe around 50 something. I don't know, is that better? Good question. The problem is, because we are dealing with abstract design, there is really no kind of right or wrong. And I'm also dealing with, me as the client. So it's basically whatever I think looks good goes. And unfortunately, I change my mind constantly. So I don't know what looks good from one minute to the next. So I basically just play with something until I'm fed up and hungry and ready to go to bed. And then I'm like, all right, it's cool. It's done. We're good. Maybe we'll have that in there. But another thing we can actually do is, I'm going to duplicate this again and play with the curves. So image adjustment curves, and see what cool stuff we can get with that. Or possibly nothing cool, and we just abandon this again. All right, so it's changing a lot of the darker values in here, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to make maybe just ever so slightly of an adjustment there. And we'll compare that to what we had before. And I think I like that. It's just a bit more vibrant. And, I'm not sure we need this extra layer here. It's not doing much for me. So maybe we'll see what it looks like with any of these. Nope, I'm good. Let's trash it. Goodbye, layer. We don't love you. And then we can be done, but I'm going to just keep going because it's fun. And I'm going to add a gradient layer because I like to do that. So we're going to get one of these colors, maybe a magenta and a blue of some sort. I have my pick. We'll go with those two. It's one of my favorite color combinations, that magenta and that cyany blue. And then I'm going to pick that gradient and then I will drag it from there. Should I have gone the other one, maybe? The other way? Sure. And then we're just going to check out the blend effects. That's cool. And then see what we can do with that. And again, it might be absolutely nothing, but it might look really cool when we're done with this. Okay, so that's using overlay. And it's just adding a bit more saturation into sort of the overall areas, which is actually pretty cool. And we can bring that down so it's just a bit more saturated. Or we can rotate it and see if that improves anything within the design at all. Does it make things weird? Okay, I don't think it's helping anything at all. So maybe instead of a gradient, we will actually just do a solid color. So I think we maybe will go with, I don't know, purple maybe? We'll try purple because purple would go really well with this. And, oh, maybe we'll do a gradient, a purple to magenta gradient. That's actually quite nice. So then we'll experiment with the blend effects with, let's see, lighten, screen, what have we got here? Overlay's a bit much. Soft light's quite nice, actually. Let's see, hard light, too much. Exclusion is crazy. Wow. Okay. And obviously color is color. That's quite nice. So if I want to change this whole thing and just make it super purple, then I'll go to color and play with it there. See, that's not bad, but I do like the different color values in this. So maybe we don't go with color, but okay, color dodge is also insane. Wow, look at that. I want that on a t-shirt or maybe some leggings. That's cool. See, I don't hate that. It's a bit bright. It's a bit bright. So maybe we'll just bring this back up and see what else we can do with soft light, perhaps. Okay, soft light isn't bad. And then I'm gonna go in and edit the channels and see what those look like. Let's see. It's sort of just changing the red colors up here to a magenta, which I don't mind, actually. Yeah, it's a little bit of an improvement, but it's not doing too much to the overall design. So at this point, you can add text to, anywhere in this. If you want to just abstract as is, just keep it as is. I always add the text to the bottom. So I'm going to call this, what am I going to call this? What should I call this? How about rough ocean? I don't know, a poster, an abstract something, an abstract sea, the abstract sea. Beautiful. And now I'm gonna go over here and change this from Happy Halloween because that already happened, and it's November, so I don't need that. But you know what? Happy Halloween anyway, because Halloween is amazing, and I'm sad it's over. So what to do now? Now we're probably done. Do I like it still with the white? Yeah, I do. So yeah, you can add a border to the edges if you want. We can do that very quickly. Just go new layer, and I will usually just pick on the rectangular marquee tool, select all, then go up to edit stroke. And 50, I think, is a good starting place, but I'll always usually go with a white or a black. And then add a border. And then from there, you can play with blend effects if you want. What are we gonna do? Why is it not doing anything? Oh, I've got color overlay on it, that's why. So yeah, you can play with the blend effects. So you can get really crazy with the poster or with the border there, or really not crazy at all. Or you can just have it as pretty plain, or you can do, what I like to do is just sample some of the darker tonal values within your design, and then go image adjustment, gradient map, and then just use those colors. It's just one of the quickest ways I've found to color an object with like a single color. So that's not bad. I'm not sure if I'm a super big fan of the border. Maybe we'll go with something darker or lighter. Yeah, I think I like the white just because I have the text down here is white as well. Okay, so I think we are pretty much done now. Obviously, there are hours and hours of literally endless changes I can make to this, but I think hopefully you get the idea of what you can do using the Photoshop 3D stuff. And it's really cool. I love the effects that you can get with this. And the cool thing is that, depending on what sort of image you use to start, you can just get some really, really cool stuff with a whole bunch of different images. I mean, I get a different sort of effect depending on what image I kind of use, how the you know, what the color values are in an image, what the tonal values are, how much light there is, how much dark, and then play around with all of the 3D stuff. And honestly, there's a lot of really, really cool tools that you can use in Photoshop to use the 3D stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I quite like this. Hopefully you like it too, and hopefully you're able to follow along, because yeah, I'm quite happy with how this turned out. And ta-da, we're all done. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you learned something, and if you have any questions about what I did or have any suggestions for anything else I can do on this channel, please let me know in the comments. And then I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Bye.